Hello, it says that I'm live. I hope you're having a great day. It's me, Stacey, here at the Urban Pharmacy, and I'm going to wait for Lissa from Raw Food Romance to come on live with me. We are going to be talking about ditching the perfection trap tonight. So I see that Lissa is coming in, and I'm going to figure out how to create a, hi Beth, how are you doing? I'm going to create a pin. And let me see. Hi, Lillian. We're talking about ditching the perfection trap tonight, guys. Hey, Lissa.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you
I'm
doing?
doing amazing. I have tons of energy considering I've been live like I don't even know like 5 or 6 hours already today.
Oh my word. Well, this is good. I have a lot. It's 9 o'clock here, Eastern, and I'm telling you what, these wraps have gotten me through the last few days. Let me just tell you, they do give me ample amounts of energy, which is fabulous, considering that we are all busy over here sharing this amazing resource that we have. I'm trying to figure out how to pin. Can you explain to me how to pin real quick?
I can definitely. So post in the chat the comment,
Yeah.
and then once it's posted, then you tap and hold it, and it'll
Oh,
bring up a little
okay.
pin comment.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
We learned something
So
new
I,
today, right?
yeah, there's always something new.
Mhm.
Okay, so I was watching you and Nate's uh, like demo or talk this morning about the kitchen essentials. I haven't even been able to dive into all of the things, but it made me realize that I need a lot more. I need a lot more stuff for traveling as a raw or a plant-based foodie. It was so inspiring. So if anybody is watching this and they haven't gone back and watched that with you guys this morning, it was so good.
Mm.
Um, so, all right, hold on. I'm gonna get this put in.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that live, I'm actually going to post it on my YouTube channel. I've just like kind of been in between things. We're doing all the tech support for the bundle, so people who get the bundle who might have like made a typo in their email address or whatever, we've been like doing that. I've been writing emails for the next days, and I've been like, whoa.
There's so
So it's a
much
lot,
going
but
on.
link in our
Link,
bios to go
link
grab
in our bio.
the
Okay, so
amazing
I have it
bundle.
out. How do I pin it now? Oh, I feel so silly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so tap and hold it
Yeah.
and let go.
Oh,
It'll be, yeah.
there it is. There it is. Okay, you guys, we got it pinned. All right, now we're going to talk. We're going to talk about ditching the perfection trap. And we're talking about the bundle right now. Lissa was just saying link in bundle or link in bio, guys. The bundle, the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, is available right now. It's over $1,800 worth of amazing raw vegan content, plus fitness and yoga and mindset and chakras and energy healing and money making and kitchen essentials and how to make wraps and desserts and smoothies and literally all things that you need to thrive, not just survive, but to feel so good and to flood your cellular body with whole raw foods, living foods, and all the fun stuff. So excited to be part of this bundle, and you and Chris have put together an amazing group of people that are sharing all of their content. You guys, it's $1,800 worth for $50. So an amazing deal, and it only lasts through May 11th. So we have very limited time to get all of this awesome stuff. I will tell you, Lisa, I am holding a free raw challenge for my community, and that's going to start on May 8th. And I've been getting messages from people asking me, woo, there goes my phone. Hello. Oh my God. Sorry, I got too excited. I'm holding this challenge, and people are questioning, like, am I going to give them recipes? And I'm like, well, no, you have to get the bundle. Of course, you can Google raw recipes. You know, you can have mono meals of bananas and whatever, and make it really simple on yourself. But like, if you want to have all the really awesome recipes, you got to get the bundle and then take part in this 7-day challenge that I'm going to do. So, really excited for those that are going to dive in with me to do this for 7 days.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really stoked. So I wanted to talk to you, Lissa, about ditching the perfection trap because I love the messaging that you have. I follow your stories all the time. And like, even though you live a raw lifestyle and even though I live, I guess we could call myself a high raw, like whatever. There doesn't need to be a label on it. We eat a lot of plants. And here's the deal. Like if people want to go raw, they want to eat more raw foods. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, right? And that's even the same with like plant-based. Like it's all about making the small steps. And I feel like you're so good at sharing that message.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, it's a really passionate subject for me because when I first went raw, I mean, and I feel like this is for so many people, when they dive into a raw vegan diet, they get this like idea that they need to be perfect and they need to be 100% and they need to eat all organic and they need to do all these things. And it can overwhelm people to the point that they don't even try. Or they're like, oh, well, it doesn't work, or I can't do it, or whatever the reason is, because they feel too overwhelmed with being too perfect. And
Right.
I like to say, like, there's a reason why we call it a yoga practice. Because there's no goal, there's no end goal. All you do is practice yoga, and every day you get better, and there's no end goal. So it's like you're raw, it's like a raw practice, right?
Yeah.
You're practicing it. And no one, I mean, like, yeah, you're gonna get people who are gonna judge all the time. But like we're not here to like judge people's yoga practices because it's
Right.
their practice. So we're here to help support people in their raw vegan practice so that they can grow within where they're at, what's available to them, their finances, their time constraints, or whatever, like family, social, all of it. We're here to help support them through it. And you don't have to be a raw vegan to buy and enjoy the raw vegan bundle, because we all
Totally.
know we'll be adding more raw foods to our life, more plants. So this is a great opportunity for people who want to move into that. And I feel the perfectionist mindset, like when you first get into raw, you're like, you get really excited because you're like, I want to try this, I want to do blah, 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 right?
Right.
But we have to release the need to be perfect and to compare ourselves to people who've been doing it for a really long time. And also to realize that our words are very powerful, right? When we go into a raw diet, we're like, I can't have this, or cooked food is poison, or whatever it is, right? These absolute statements. When instead, we should come into it and say, I choose raw food not because I believe these other things, but I choose raw food because I love raw food.
Right.
And when you choose it because you love it, you're more likely to choose it. But when you choose it because you're like, well, I have to eat raw because cooked is poison, then it becomes like a chore. Even though you might not feel it, subconsciously it's like, I have to, instead of I want. So yeah, there's so many things to talk about.
Yeah, and or if people are like, well, I'm detoxing, it has to be raw. Like, here's the deal, guys. Like Lissa was saying, as long as we're incorporating more raw in our life, like that is so powerful. And as long as you are eating more whole plant foods, you're going to be doing better than 97% of the population. 97% of the population doesn't get enough fiber. And for those who are eating enough fiber, which by the way, fiber only comes from plants, if out of those people who are getting fiber, only 10% of their diet is plants, is whole plants. So 60% of it, I can't do math, whatever. 60%, yeah, I can. 60% is processed, and then 30% of it is animal-based, and then 10% of it is whole plant foods. As long as we are taking the steps to get more plants on our plate at every single meal, you're doing, again, better than 97% of the population. So it is so far. We want to share tonight, like the message of it doesn't have to be perfection. It doesn't have to be all raw. It doesn't even have to be all plants if that's not your thing. But like, try your best to eat as many plants as you can because they're associated with longevity. They are going to promote less chronic illness. I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of studies showing us this. And if we can kind of lean in on that love, like you were saying, that love factor, I also think that that's such a big key, Lissa. Like when people are talking about eating a plant-based lifestyle and wanting to stick to it, I think it is so important for people to find what they love. And I was watching Ted Carr and who is it? It's not Dr. Morse.
Dr. Doug Graham.
Dr. Doug Graham, thank you. Dr. Morse, he's not, no, yeah. Anyway, he's a friend of like Wendy's or somebody else's. Anyways, he's in the raw world too, but they had an interview in the bundle, and today they were talking about just finding foods that you love, like and Ted was asking, what is your favorite meal? And Dr. Graham was saying, the meal that I'm eating right now. And honestly, I feel the same way. Like if you find foods that if you flippin' love, like if you love bananas, like don't be afraid to eat a lot of bananas. Like they're so health promoting, right? And it doesn't have to be like 30 different plants in your one smoothie. We all know that like diversifying our gut is so good, and we can learn all of these ways to really maximize, right? To like, to make our nutrition even better. But as we're learning all of these things, it doesn't have to be all right now. Like one step at a time, and finding foods that we totally love and that our body loves, a lot, I think is so key. And you message that a lot in your reels. You're like, find what you love, find what you enjoy, and it doesn't have to be this way. It's because I choose to be this way, or it's I choose to eat more raw foods because it makes me feel good. I love that.
Yeah,
I think it's just for like all lifestyle wellness. Anything that we're trying to do to level up our life, like it doesn't have to be perfect. And I just wanted that message to come across to me.
Yeah, I know. And it's such an important message because like we've noticed in the health community, not just the raw community or the vegan community, but the health community in general, is people get into these states where perfectionism or purity, like the whole detox thing, we need fiber to detox, and we need things from things like cruciferous vegetables to support the phase 2 detox in our liver. Like we need these things, we need nutrition in order to properly detox, and we detox all the time. So it's like you don't have to go into these like states to detox. All you have to do is eat the foods that support the body, and the body does it itself. It's doing it all the time. We just have to get out of its way and support it instead of forcing it into stuff. And having to have like, I know like some people are like, oh, well, they want to get all these detox symptoms. So they really force themselves in order to feel these detox symptoms. But that is like, you're forcing yourself into this unnatural state where your body it's too much for your body. So like you have to pull back and row with your body, not against it, right? Like when you're fighting the tide, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. And a lot of the symptoms that people notice from detox are actually from under eating. So then they struggle and they're like, I'm trying to be perfect and I'm trying to do this and whatever. And then
they have no energy.
Yeah, no energy, and they're just not eating enough. So then they blame it's detox or it's this or it's that or the other thing, when in reality, they just needed to eat more food.
Yeah.
It can be just that simple. And like you said, finding things they love, because people are like, well, I don't like that kind of lettuce, or I don't really like tomatoes. And it's like, you don't have to put tomatoes. Obviously, you want to get variety, right? But if right now you don't like tomatoes, you might like them later. I used to hate raspberries with a passion. I didn't like them. And I didn't like cucumbers either before I was raw. Now I love them. But it took time to get used to like the different flavors. Yeah. So in the beginning, you might not like dandelion greens, and that's okay. But later on, add them in and see if you like them, because your taste buds do change as you change.
Totally. Like for jicama, my husband was like, no. And now I like, I just blend jicama in all of things. He didn't even really know it's in there. And he's like, is there a cucumber in here? And I'm like, no, it's jicama. And, you can like dehydrate it and make like rice out of it. And and do all the things. And jicama is really good. And it's just, I think you were even talking about jicama. Was it with your mom? You were talking about how it's, or maybe it was with Nate, about how it's really high in inulin, which is so good for our good gut bacteria and to strengthen our gut microbiome. And I think that just eating a healthy lifestyle in general, eating more plants in general, is such a, oh, my phone almost fell again, is such a fun way to diversify and to explore new foods. And it's totally fine, like you said, if you don't like those bitter greens, like your taste buds will eventually adapt. You're going to detoxify your taste buds naturally when you start eating these whole plant foods. It's just going to be crowding out those foods that are hyper palatable, that are keeping you in what Dr. Frank Sabatino doesn't call the pleasure trap. He calls it the pleasure prison. He was on my podcast and was like, it's not the pleasure trap, it's the pleasure prison. People are not able to break free from these processed foods. And it's like we are seeking this high dopamine hit at every single meal. And now I get that high dopamine hit by a flipping watermelon. Like, I had a good watermelon this morning and I was like, oh my God, I am so happy, right? And like those wraps, that definitely takes my dopamine levels to the next level, because it has all the flavors,
in a good way.
In a really good way. Like, oh my God, my husband's like, do we have more wraps? Like every single day now. I mean, I've only been making them for a few days, but I'm like, we're gonna have wraps all the time. You guys, Lissa's raw wrap book is so epic. I've definitely tried making them, and you're right, they used to be super tough, and I think you found that key of the perfect blend of what Nate was saying earlier, onions and other like alliums. I think that's key to flavor and pliability, and then of course the good ratio of dried fruit to chia seeds or flax seeds or whatever you're going to use, and they're so good. So everybody that has been considering getting the bundle, because they've been seeing all of Lissa's and everybody else's pictures of Lissa's wraps that are so good, you need to get it, and you need to just literally invest in a dehydrator and like go for it and have a boatload of fun. I also have the chocolate cinnamon roll recipe. I feel like all the people that live in the raw food world know about raw cinnamon rolls. They're so stinking easy. You just are dehydrating bananas and then filling them with a filling and putting them in your dehydrator. But I laid out that simple recipe in my contribution. And that's just like one of the things where it's not overcomplicated, and it's really fun to dive into raw foods. And again, not being perfect, not super elaborate, just trying new things. I think that habits are so hard, Lissa, for people to create. And so many clients of mine say that they're perfectionists. And I interviewed a psychotherapist for my podcast just a few weeks ago, and he said that there's no such thing as perfection, and that it's an excuse. He's a solution-focused psychotherapist, and he does solution-focused therapy, and he kind of like quizzed me and was asking me questions and trying to like dig that out of me. And he was just saying, like, it's not real. Like you're creating that as a limiting belief. Like you are setting your own boundaries. Like let it be what it is. Do your best, and don't let perfection be the enemy of good.
I love that. I know it's really interesting with perfectionism, because when you tell someone it's okay not to be perfect, some people think that that's like a free ticket to do whatever.
Right.
Because it's like, well, if I can't be perfect, then what's the point, right? But that's not the point. The point isn't like, it's to work towards your goals. And like you said, there's no such thing as perfect. And our brains, because of the way society is, like, and how we've been taught and how we've been raised with like the whole diet culture thing and body image and all of that, we're taught what perfect is. Or when somebody has like a diet or whatever, and they're like, this is the perfect diet. You have to follow it exactly, right? And then if somebody doesn't follow it exactly and they still have pain or whatever, symptoms or whatever it is, then they're like, oh, that diet doesn't work. And it's
Right.
like, this is such a black and white, divisive way of looking at life, when it's really just like we were talking about earlier. It's a raw diet practice.
Yeah.
Your goal practice, right? You're doing every day to create those habits that move you closer to your goals, whatever those may be, without having to feel like you need to be perfect. So
Right.
yeah, like yeah, you're right. People use it as an excuse not to do things. Like, if I can't be perfect, then I won't do it.
Right.
Or if they're trying something, they try so hard that if they do falter one day, then they feel like they get all these emotions like guilt and regret and everything. And it's like, but you're trying. Like, why are we feeling that way? But we've been brought up in society to feel guilty if we aren't perfect.
We for sure have. And I think that, you know, like you said, anything that you can do to get you going. And since we're, our topic right now is really this raw vegan bundle, like when it comes to eating more raw foods, guys, if it's something like you want to get the whole sprouting kit, or you want to start growing your microgreens, like literally whatever you do to get more fresh fruits and vegetables onto your plate is a win. And I think that one of the things that's going to help all of us break free from that perfection trap is to celebrate every single win that we have along the way. Because most of us, when we have this like big goal that we're going toward, instead of like celebrating and being present in the struggles, in the triumphs, in all of that, we're not able to stay on the path. So we have to continue gaining confidence by celebrating every single little win that we have. So if we grow our first microgreens, or we grow our first, broccoli sprouts, and we get those into our meals, that will boost your confidence, and it will make the journey to your ultimate self even better. And it will help to soften the times where you might derail yourself. You still know that you're on the right path, and staying focused on that, I think, is so key. So celebrating the wins, whatever you have to do, like I suggest sometimes to clients to just get a sticky notepad and to put like something that you did that week that made you feel proud, and put it up on your computer, put it on your wall, whatever you have to do to keep it front and center, to remind yourself, oh my God, I just did something so awesome. I also have a win jar, Lissa. This is another tip. So hopefully people find this helpful. I have a win jar, and I start it at the beginning of the year, and I put something in every Sunday. And then at the end of the year, you can look back and see all the things that you did and feel super proud of the progress that you've made.
I'm so going to do that. That is such a brilliant idea. I love how simple that is.
It's so simple. It really has helped me so much, because we all know that entrepreneurship is hard, motherhood is hard, staying on top of a healthy lifestyle is hard. We should not pretend like this is all easy breezy. It takes work. All of this takes work to become our ideal self. And optimizing our nutrition and making sure that we're nourishing our body is like one of the biggest parts in this. And if I can celebrate, if I had a really successful batch cooking week, or whatever, if a client of mine succeeded that week, like I have to remember that I'm doing a good job, doing what I can with what I have, where I am. And your win wall or win jar is going to be really powerful.
Oh, I love that. I'm so going to implement that. That's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. I also wanted to mention too, like, yes, we need to celebrate our wins. That's like for sure. But you had mentioned like when you fall off. I think a lot of us find that when we fall off, because we are taught to feel bad or guilty or whatever, we're not taught to like dissect why Why? Like, we don't
Right.
learn from our mistakes. We have mistakes and then we're like, oh, I suck, right? And it's,
Yeah.
you don't suck. I say, like, your mistakes are actually learning opportunities, and they're awesome. Like, we don't grow if we don't make mistakes. So when you make a mistake or you choose something different, like, that could go in your win jar too. Like, you could be like, I learned that if I go 6 hours without eating, I eat chips or whatever. Be like, I learned that. And now I know that in order to prevent that from happening, I need to take bananas with me on when I run errands or whatever it is. Like, we have to learn why we choose differently so that we can change. Because if we don't learn why, we're just going to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and wonder why we can't stick to things.
Totally. I love that. And well, just going back to bring the bananas. I mean, like, seriously, guys, I think that this is one of the biggest issues when it comes to healthy eating in general. People are not planning ahead enough, and when they get hangry, they make, quote, mistakes. They get derailed. So, like, if you are on a food, specifically a food, like getting on more of a nurturing for your gut and for your health diet, make sure that you are always prepared with something healthy so that if you do get hungry, you don't derail yourself completely. And I think that that's just so key, no matter what you're trying to do and no matter what type of food you're trying to, like, whatever diet you're trying to go on or lifestyle that you're trying to live, like, please just prepare yourself. And then also, like, take it so small. Maybe, like, if you do have a big goal, like I have a client who has a large weight loss goal, for instance, and over the next year, we're going to break it down into such small pieces that it's so attainable. I think, like you said, there's like this ideology of what like perfect looks like, but we have to, whatever perfect looks like for us, like, we have to know that it's probably going to take a little bit of time. And if we really do want to succeed, it's probably going to take, you know, we're going to need to take like little tiny itty bitty bites at it and make sure that it's like something that we can maintain. Because even with like this raw detox challenge that I'm doing for 7 days, like, that can make people feel well. That can make people, you know, kickstart their health. But like, what out of those 7 days made them super success? Like, what do they think that they can continue doing, right? I think that that's a key piece, kind of reflecting on what they feel like they can layer into the fabric of their life and then add on to. It's like one step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time. That's what really helped me when I first went raw. Was every day I would wake up and I would say, today I'm choosing raw food. So then I wasn't thinking about next week or next month or whatever, or 10 years down the road. I would wake up and I would just be like, today I want to eat raw food. And I don't have to worry, but like, if I have a craving for potato chips, I would always say, like, I'll have them later. Because later can be forever. Like, I mean, you know how it is with like healthy eating, where like, I'll start eating healthy later and then later never comes, right? So it's like procrastination to your advantage. You can procrastinate on the other stuff. Just be like, because some people are like, oh, I don't want to like never be able to eat whatever, again, right? But if you say to yourself, I'll allow myself to have that, but I'll have it another time.
Right.
Whenever, like, so then you're not feeling like you're restricted, but you're coming back into the moment and be like, I want potato chips, but I'll have them another time. Today I'm going to have fruit as a snack instead. I think that would be what I would want more, right?
Yeah.
And then like, you just keep pushing off the chips until one day you're like, I don't even care anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's so funny. It really does, like, that's so good. I don't know if I heard you say that recently or if I heard like a food addiction person saying that. Somebody said that recently, where they were saying it's not like okay, like, for instance, for people that want to go plant-based, I definitely have people in my life that are like, I don't want to give up cheese forever. right? I love that. Like saying, well, today I'm not going to have it, you know, maybe later. That is so powerful. I'm going to start using that on myself for other things, not necessarily food, but like other habits that I'm trying to change. Because I think that habit change is like so hard. I don't even want to make it sound like it is. I think it's hard for everyone. And especially when we're getting hooked with these addictive foods, it makes it so much harder. So I will tell you what, the flavors that you've put together, Lissa, and some of the other recipes that I've made, like in the pizzas that I'm going to make, like Sky, I'm going to make Sky's pizza. Like these things will really tantalize your taste buds and make you really happy when you eat them. So even though you might feel like eating fresh foods is not going to be as fun as your Oreos, I promise you're going to be happy. Like you're going to be really happy with the flavors that you experience when you get this bundle and when you are trying these new recipes. Your gut microbiome will probably be really happy too.
I agree. I know. And that's the cool thing about the wraps, like, and with eating a raw diet or even just a high raw, like plant-based, when you're eating more fibers and you grow your microbiome produces like 90% of your serotonin, which is your happy hormone. So when you feed your gut, they feed you happiness in return. So it's like, that's why, I mean, I feel like I'm so happy because I eat to feed my microbiome, and they give me everything to make it like extra sunshiny day every day. And the jicama, like in my mom's ebook, there's a recipe for happy jicama slaw. And she's like, every time I eat it, I feel happy. And I'm like, it's because you're feeding your microbiome.
I can't wait to try that one. That's going to be so yummy. I love it. Well, you guys, we wanted to just send a message to you tonight to remind you that if you want to go raw, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. If you want to eat more plant-based, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Remind yourself what Lissa said to, you know, just maybe not right now, so that you're not feeling so restricted and that like you're going to lose all joy in your life if you start eating, you know, more healthfully. Celebrate the wins along the way. Remember the win jar. Put your wins in a jar, look back on them and reflect, or put some wins on some sticky notes and put them up on your wall so that you're remembering them all the time, and not that you're like a failure if you derail yourself that day. You can turn your head and be like, oh, well, I can do some hard things, you know, and I do win at life. And, you know, I mean, I really think, I mean, we just do so much in a day in such a fast-paced world. We're seeing like 2,000 different things in a day. Right. How in the world are we supposed to remember all the good things? Like, unless you're a journaler, right, unless you're somebody who journals all the time and can remember all of the wins that they had throughout the day, regardless if you're journaling or not, like you should still put things up so that you could see them, because being reminded is really powerful.
Yep. I have a question.
Yeah.
We'll just answer this really quick. Can you address the microbiome and leaking gut? Do the healthy growth of bacteria heal the gut? My answer to this is yes. So when you're feeding your gut fiber, lots of fiber, good variety, lots of greens and vegetables and fruits and all the raw foods and all the plant foods, you're feeding your microbiome. So your microbiome produces something called short-chain fatty acids from the fiber that you eat from the plants. The short-chain fatty acids fuel your colon cells to repair the gut lining. So more fiber equals more repair, and yes, you can heal leaky gut when you increase the amount of short-chain fatty acids that your microbiome produces.
Yes. So with that said, I even will, hey, I'm a nutritionist over here, and I help other people feel better, but look, I am not an invincible person. I want to be really transparent with you right now. I actually have been working with an integrative gut health dietitian, shameless plug to Married to Health, Dahlia at Married to Health. I've been working with her because I believed that I had leaky gut. I had some severe issues in January, and actually found out that I had viral overload and some damage to my liver, and leaky gut is included in that. And let me tell you, it's not fun. So if anybody out there is experiencing that, I know how it feels. It's painful. It's not fun. You feel inflamed. You might have histamine responses, new food sensitivities that you never had before. I get it. It sucks a lot. But the fact of the matter is, like what Lissa said, you can repair and you can heal. So if you do have pain right now, and if you do think that you have leaky gut, one of the best things that you can do is start to focus on like really water-rich fruits and vegetables. Like maybe dark leafy greens are not your thing right now. Maybe that hurts a little bit or makes you bothered. Try more like really finely chopped iceberg lettuce, things that are going to be a little bit more gentle on your gut. And then also start to focus on kind of like mucilaginous things like psyllium husk that's used in a lot of raw recipes.
In the wraps. Eat more wraps.
They're in the wraps, yes. Psyllium husk or
Chia.
Or aloe, yeah, or chia, gelatinous foods that are going to help to line the mucosal layer of your intestinal tract. And then also even aloe vera gel can help to mend your gut lining. And just like Lissa said, a variety of fiber, and fiber only comes from plants. So make sure that you're focusing on whole plant foods. Fiber can be found, yes, in some of the processed foods like pastas and stuff like that, but really what's going to actually help you heal the best is going to be as many fresh fruits and vegetables as you can tolerate during this time that you might be experiencing inflammation. And you can totally heal leaky gut with fiber.
Yeah.
It creates beautiful mends and you can heal. It might take some time, but you got to celebrate what you can tolerate, and yeah.
And also going slow, like you said, like you start out with what feels comfortable, and then instead of eating like 2 cups of broccoli, start with a tablespoon. Like you just need a small amount just to start retraining the gut. It's like if you had an injury and you were in the hospital for a month and your muscles atrophied, right? You would have to start with like 3-pound weights and then slowly over time build up the amount of weight so that you can build your muscle back, right? It's the same with the gut. When you're in a state where your gut is uncomfortable, you have to go really slow with those fibers that might cause pain or inflammation. You have to start with a very small amount and be okay with using a small amount and work with your gut. While it gets stronger, then you can add more, and it's just like your muscles. Eventually, with time, like you said, it takes time and patience and consistency. Yeah. Like you have to, like you can't just build muscle by going to the gym once with 3-pound weights, right? You have to do it over and over and over again, and then increase, and then do that over and over and over again, and then increase to be able to build the muscle. Same goes with our gut microbiome. So just time, patience, consistency, you know, all the things that we know help with all kinds of areas in life. So yeah.
And I just want to add to that too, if anybody out there is dealing with leaky gut, some of the foods, I mean, that we know that fiber and whole plant foods are going to be the best and the most healing. Some mucilaginous herbs like licorice root also might be helpful, marshmallow root. Nettles are good for reducing inflammation, and there's other things that we can use like herbs and stuff like that as well. But things that we need to be avoiding are excessive amounts of animal protein. Animal protein in general is not going to help your gut heal. So the people who are doing these carnivore diets or these high animal protein diets are 100% feeling better. But guess what? It's a complete elimination diet of all of the foods that are actually going to heal the gut lining. And that excess saturated fat is only deteriorating the gut lining even more and increasing the not good bacteria. okay? The
Yeah.
not good bacteria at all. And that is going to set you up for a very long road.
Mhm.
I will speak for people who I've worked with in the past who struggle greatly, and it takes them a very long time to switch from a diet that's high in animal protein to whole plant foods, which actually does end up healing them, but it takes a long time because they have really deteriorated the gut. Also, processed foods. So anything with refined sugar, no bueno for a leaky gut. I know it might feel okay and might feel better because you're not adding any fiber,
It's
but
like
living on
laying on
like
the couch and watching Netflix. It feels good, but you're not challenging your muscles at all.
totally. Or if you start a new business and you don't want to put yourself out there, but you know that if you do, you're obviously going to grow your business. Like you have to consistently get uncomfortable in life. Like if you literally want to become your ideal self, and it takes work, and your gut does not appreciate excessive animal products or processed foods or sugar at all. It increases the bad bacteria and gives you less of a chance to heal.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so incredible. Like, I read an article a couple weeks ago. I don't even remember where it was, but they were like, the human gut microbiome is endangered.
It is.
And
Oh my God, Lissa, I mean, come on, look, Dr. Zach Butch is selling bottles of soil mixed with water. That is like one of the best probiotics
I
out there
know,
right now. Like, that's what's happening. Our earth is being destroyed, and so is our internal ecosystem.
yeah. And another thing too, I've noticed that people, like, we value biodiversity in our forests and stuff, and we're like, we need more biodiversity, and which we need, right? We value that in our forests. But for some reason, we're monocropping our guts,
I know,
right?
I know.
Like, we're getting way too simple, or we're eating very low fiber. We know we're not sleeping properly, which can affect your microbiome. We're under way too much stress that affects your microbiome. We're not exercising, which affects your microbiome. Like, everything does affect our microbiome. Like you said, we have to get uncomfortable and get into these states. Like, we get uncomfortable by doing cardio to strengthen our heart. We get uncomfortable by doing breath work to strengthen our lungs. We get uncomfortable by eating fiber to grow our guts. Like, there's no different, right?
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I mean, I have a whole new sympathy for people that have gut issues because of what I've gone through. I think that, again, if you are having gut issues, I think it's very important to go and get some of your levels checked, see if your liver and your kidneys are working properly, seeing if you're excreting the proper amount of bile, seeing if your stomach acid is at a good level, seeing if your inflammatory markers are at the right level. You should get yourself checked out and not just kind of try to self-heal, but also know where to go to then help. So of course, like Lissa will help you. I'm sure I can help you if you need somebody to actually like work with you one-on-one. Also seeking out like integrative gut health dietitians. And I really, again, have to give a very big shout out to Dahlia and James Marin. They have a team now of like 7 or 8 other dietitians, and it's the only plant-based program to help heal people's guts. So, you know, there's a lot of amazing naturopaths out there, functional medicine doctors, et cetera, that are helping to heal people's guts. But like Lissa said earlier, it is fiber that creates the short chain fatty acids that actually create the most smooth gastrointestinal tract and mends those holes, those leaks, stops the inflammation. And if you really want to know step by step, you have to see James and Dahlia because they are so helpful and they have so many resources. And I just have to, again, I'm just plugging the crap out of them. But I need to tell you guys all about the plant-based doctors because that's where you really need to be going, these lifestyle medicine and plant-based doctors, so that you can heal and not just put a Band-Aid on things.
Yeah, and not just assume you know everything or go to the internet and
Right.
just like, oh, what's this person say, right? Like we need to integrate. Like obviously we need to do our own research and we need to use our own minds and ask questions, but we also need help from those who know more than we do and more than what you can just find on a meme on the internet.
Yeah, I'm gonna post their. I'm just gonna put their handle, Married to Health.
Yeah, they're
I'm gonna.
awesome. They have I have one of their ebooks that's like A to Z gut health,
That was
and it's
in the
like
bundle. That was in the other bundle, the plant-based bundle with Chef AJ.
mhm,
God, so many recipes. Like, yeah,
yeah.
all the recipes. Like, they break it down alphabetical order, and then, you know, just for A, they might have like 4 recipes. It's insane.
Yeah. Cool.
But we're sending love to you guys that are on a journey to lifestyle wellness. I think we're all on our own. I mean, I don't think we all are on our own cliche as it is journey to become our ultimate self. And it is all about ditching that perfection trap and taking us out of the cage that we're putting ourselves in of what perfect looks like, and know that we can get to as close to our perfect life as possible, as long as we know that it's not going to be a linear perfect, it's not going to be a straight line, and that every little step makes a big difference, and that, you know, you can win. And when you have a resource like the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, you're going to be so well on your way to feeling amazing. So thanks guys for coming on. Lissa, do you have anything you want to add?
Oh, just thank you for being part of the bundle, and thank you for having me on live, and thanks to everybody who's purchased the bundle already. You're getting over $1,800 worth of brand new, never before released content. There's 40 brand new contributions in this bundle. The raw bundle only accepts brand new, never before released stuff. So every time we have a raw bundle, it's always brand new. So even if you bought it last time, this is like completely different. There's no duplicates. It's all new. It's all raw. It's oil free. It's low fat, vegan, obviously. So it's like, it's a gold mine. You're getting my wraps book. You're getting Stacey's, what did you call it?
The Raw Energy Reset.
Raw Energy Reset. And then my husband, I've been talking so long. I'm like, what are they?
All the things. The Kitchen Essentials book. You guys, there's this awesome smoothie book that has like a different herb for like different herbs in each smoothie. I love that. I mean, I'm the urban pharmacy. I'm like, give me all the herbs, right? And I love that. So that one's really exciting. The appetizer book is incredible. And there's, you know, listen to what I'm doing, Lissa, and then we'll go. I've got to tell you, because Friday is Cinco de Mayo, and I typically make large amounts of, like, because I'm not fully raw, I will take like I'll make my own tortillas. Sometimes I even sprout I've gone the whole gamut, but I'll make my own tortillas. I'll do salsa, guacamole, whatever. And I was trying to find like Cinco de Mayo themed or Mexican themed recipes in the bundle. And Chris has a Mexican inspired stew. But you got to sprout azuki beans, and I'm not going to have azuki beans by Cinco de Mayo. Probably not until Sunday. So I have to maybe use lentil sprouts instead. But I was thinking about doing that, and then also taking one of your wraps and making a Mexican inspired flavored one, stuffing it with like cilantro. What? Do you have one?
Do you see that there's the Mexican taco wrap in my book?
No. Okay, no. I missed that one. Oh, I was just gonna make my own one up. Okay. I missed that. Okay. I searched the word Mexican, but not Mexi.
Let me just pull it up. I will show you.
Okay, well, I'm making that on Friday. Right. So anybody wants to see a cooking demo, come back and watch it live. I'm doing cooking demos every day. So if y'all come around noon or 1 or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over here on the Urban Pharmacy, you'll watch me making some food, all from the raw bundle. I have your Bloomin' Burgers in the dehydrator right now.
Nice.
Amazing. What's it called again? The Mexi what?
Mexican chili taco wrap.
Oh my God, how did I miss that? Oh my God, that's perfect.
No.
Okay, well, I'm definitely, it's like so late. I've been staying up late because the bundle's too exciting. Just, we all have a lot that we're doing, but I'm going to go ahead and put the wraps in now. They'll be ready for me on Wednesday.
Like 10, maybe 12 minutes.
They're so fast.
Yeah.
They're so fast. You just have to make sure you have enough ingredients. And for somebody like me, I'm not making 2 wraps. I'm making 4 to 6. You know, like I'm dumping all the things in a huge bowl and I'm stirring it all together because my blender's not big enough for all of the ingredients. But we eat them very fast around here. So it's so good.
I love it. I love it. Awesome.
This is an award winner. This needs a New York Times best-selling raw book. I mean, for real. This raw book is so good. Okay, you guys, get the bundle. Go to the link in our bio. Get the bundle. It's 400 raw vegan recipes, $50, 40 contributions, all the new things. If you want to get more fresh food into your life, get the bundle. You do not have to make it all raw. You can even take these raw recipes and make them some cooked. The coolest thing about it is that it's all plants. It's 100% plants, and that's what your gut microbiome needs. That is what we all need. All of us need more plants in our life. So have a good night. We love you. Be well. Take care, and take care of your body temple. Is there a way to make the wraps without the trays? Mythical yeah.
Yes, just use the regular silicone, but make sure it's a 1/4 inch thick all the way around everywhere. It's nice and even. My mom didn't have trays and she made them just fine. So the trays are just nice because it's like a measured amount the whole way through. So, but you can.
And you can even also make it on one of those really cheap dehydrators, even if it has a hole in the center of it. You guys, it doesn't have to be a perfect burrito. You can literally make it into like nori, sushi roll. Like, get creative. Cut your circle in quarters and just roll the fillings inside a little tube. Like the whole, just get the wraps in your body, okay? They taste so good. All right. Have a good night, guys. Be well. Take care.